Well, free speech is under attack in cyberspace, no doubt about that, folks. Just a few weeks ago, Franklin Graham was temporarily banned on Facebook. Prager University videos have been censored by Google and YouTube. And my good friend, radio host Lars Larson, was recently banned, I think last week, by Twitter for posting conservative commentary. It's open warfare against the right, folks, and there is only one organization that is actively fighting back: National Religious Broadcasters. They are documenting all of these attempts to silence conservative and Christian voices, and they are holding Congress accountable, calling on them to intervene and stop the censorship. Dr. Jerry Johnson is president of National Religious Broadcasters, and he joins us from Washington, D.C. Dr. Johnson, welcome to Starnes Country.
Hey, Todd, it's good to be with you.
All right, look, I know you guys are in the business of documenting all of these instances. It seems to me it's actually getting worse. What are your findings?
Well, I want your viewers to imagine this thing. Verizon blocking all phone calls from conservatives, but not blocking the liberals. Or let's say AT&T blocking all calls made by Republicans, but not the Democrats. Or let's say even the power company cutting the power to Christian homes, but not cutting the power to non-Christian homes. Now we say, well, that's ridiculous. Now let me ask you to imagine one more thing, and that is Todd Starnes, Mike Huckabee, Phil Robertson, Franklin Graham, Senator Blackburn being blocked by Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, and Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Al Sharpton, let's say Rachel Maddow not being blocked. Well, you don't have to imagine that, Todd. That's really what's happening. It's happening now. All these people have been blocked, and it's got to stop. It's clear censorship. It's got to stop.
Yeah, to that point, just what over the weekend, you had all the Democrats out there cavorting about on the beaches in Puerto Rico, and what Senator Bob Menendez, the photo on Twitter with him shirtless with the young lady in the bikini. I wouldn't have minded Twitter blocking that image, but that's okay. That's okay. But conservative content, that's a big no-no these days.
Well, here's the problem. Early on in the internet, about the time just after Al Gore invented it, Congress gave these edge providers special legal protection. And it made sense. In the early days, it was kind of an incubator. You didn't want Facebook or Twitter being sued for some naughty comment, or disagreeable statement. But the assumption was these would be open platforms, that they would be kind of public, town square. At least they would be fair, maybe even-handed. But that's not happened, Todd. What's happened is this. These platforms, according to the FCC commissioner, are routinely blocking content they don't agree with or they don't like. And so what's happening is they're becoming de facto publishers. They're actually the messengers. They're not the moderators of an open forum. They're actually the messenger. And what we're saying is this: Congress should probably remove those legal protections so that if someone is libeled, someone is harmed, some business, some individual, some cause, if they don't get fair play, then Facebook should have their day in court. Twitter should have to go to court. And a judge, a jury may decide, we think, if they know they could be sued, if they have to pay up, that they may get back in the First Amendment business. That's our hope. That's our prayer.
Now, you have a pretty fascinating column up on thefederalist.com, and it was interesting you pointed this out. When was the last time that someone like Rachel Maddow or Anderson Cooper or Nancy Pelosi has been blocked or censored on these social media platforms? And the answer is never.
No, it's never. And just today, Lila Rose, here we are heading into the March for Life on Friday, which tremendous event on Friday. And Live Action, headed by Lila Rose, reports again today that Twitter has blocked one of their videos. They did these exposés showing the sale of body parts This one was about human trafficking, and Twitter's just blocked it. This is routinely happening. You remember Congressman Marsha Blackburn was announcing her Senate campaign, and because she critiqued Planned Parenthood, Twitter blocked the announcement, the launch of her Senate campaign. I don't think the Founding Fathers had that in mind when they thought of First Amendment principles.
Well, one of the things I appreciate about NRB, and for the sake of full disclosure, I am a member of NRB.
Yes.
I mean, you guys were created. I mean, the organization was literally created back in the 1940s to address this censorship issue. So this is really nothing new, Dr. Johnson, when it comes to censoring conservative or Christian content.
You know, and some people say, well, the First Amendment is only about the government censoring. That is technically true, but 75 years ago, it was privately owned radio stations that were censoring Christian radio content. And NRB came together to get those Christian broadcasters back on the air. We did, and that's happening today. I mean, here in my pocket, Todd, I've got this phone. And I can just tell you, if you're not on the phone today, you're not in the public square with your messaging. And conservatives and Christians need to be in the public square. We need to be at Speaker's Corner, but they've turned Speaker's Corner into a propaganda pulpit. It's an echo chamber on Facebook and Twitter, and Congress could help us fix that.
All right. Well, look, we're going to have to leave it there, Dr. Johnson, but I do want to say that we want to have you back on this program. This is a very important issue. And again, you guys are literally the only major organization that is dedicated to fighting this censorship, and we really appreciate that.
If people want to see the documentation, they can go to internetfreedomwatch.org, and they'll see a timeline of this censorship. Thank you, Todd.
All right, Dr. Jerry Johnson, thank you.